Hello, hey family, welcome back to our channel. This is us.
This is us,
My name is Agnes,
and I'm Francis.
and today we're shooting our official episode 1.
Numero uno.
It's official.
It's official.
Alrighty, so what are we talking about today?
You're asking me, huh? All right. So today, apparently, we're talking about how we met. How we met. This is. I think we might do cut parts with this one.
Yeah,
This
it's a
will be
long
part
story.
I don't think it's that long, but
It's complicated.
Is
Well,
it?
not really, actually. It's straightforward.
Yeah.
Well.
So why don't you start? How did we meet?
Wow. Okay. So I'm just gonna say my part.
Yeah, you say your part.
Then you can say your part. Okay. All right. So for me, I think it officially started August 3rd, 2021. So August 3rd, 2021, I had been feeling a nudging to just take some time away to spend with God. Just me and God, like time alone. And I planned to take a vacation. I took some time off from work. I took off like a week, and I planned to go to Virginia Beach. So that morning, August 3rd, I drove to Virginia Beach. It's really hard to explain it because I just felt like I just needed to go. I needed to go, and I needed to go now. That's how it felt like. So I drove to Virginia Beach. It took about 5 hours to get there. At the time I lived in Maryland. So I get to Virginia Beach. I think I got there around maybe like 8 p.m. And about an hour later,
By yourself.
by myself. It was a beautiful time. I was in the presence of God, just worshiping. I mean, I was having fun.
By yourself.
But well, with God, of course.
I woman of God.
So I get to Virginia Beach. About an hour later, I get a call from a friend of mine. So, a friend of mine, the husband of a friend of mine, the husband of a good friend of mine, the husband of my sister, who's a friend, who's a really good friend.
Who's also like a brother to you.
Exactly.
Who's also like a brother to me.
Exactly. But I didn't know at the time that he was like a brother to you.
You also didn't know that that's actually my sister's sister.
I didn't.
Alright.
Anyway.
We're not blood sisters, but we're not blood relatives,
Right,
but
like church. Well, my church family, but yeah.
kinda.
But my church family, because we went to the
Yeah,
same
I mean your
together.
church family, but
Yeah.
for me, I can't say church family
Right, because
we
you
kind of grew
guys-
up together,
Exactly.
But anyways,
So I get a call from my church family guy,
my brother,
my brother, and he tells me, my brother in Christ, thank you, and he tells me, so he asks me, do you know Francis? And I'm like,
That's me.
which Francis, because at the time I didn't know that you guys were friends, that like you knew each other. So anyway, he tells me I have a friend Francis, and then he describes you, and I remember you. I'm like, oh, I remember that Francis. I actually had just.
I'll tell you why she remembers me.
Oh yeah. Anyway.
No, say that. Say what you about to say it?
Somewhere, yeah, because I
Say it.
had just gone to the 4th of July at your house.
A month before.
A month before.
She popped up at my cookout.
I did.
My 4th of July cookout. Go on.
They told me the food was gonna be good. That's why I showed up. Anyway.
You showed up on the phone when I was having a conversation with Ethel.
Okay, we're gonna get to that. Okay, can I just tell my part and then you can tell your. All right. So he tells me I have a friend Francis, and he's interested in getting your number. He wants to get your number. Can I give him your number? My straight answer, without even thinking about it, was no.
How's that working out for you?
Well, what had happened was.
I'm sorry. Keep on going.
So I tell him, no, I'm not interested in giving Francis my number. I'm not interested. I had just gotten to a point in my life where it was just very important for me to build a relationship with God. And I just didn't want anything to get in the way of that. So I said no. He was like, okay, you know what? He's a really good guy. Just try to befriend him and then see what happens. I was like, no, I'm not interested. We were on the phone for a minute until finally I was like, you know what? I need to get this guy off the phone. So I said, okay, you can just give him my number. But I didn't think much of it. About an hour later, I get a text I don't remember what you said, but I think you said, "Hi, this is Francis," or something like that. I was like, yeah, whatever.
Was I that cordial?
You were really nice though, very
I was
polite
nice.
actually.
Thank you. I am polite. What you
Yeah,
say?
you're
Word?
you're very polite.
Thank you. I
At the
appreciate
time, I
that.
didn't know that you were polite because I didn't know you.
All right.
Yeah. So anyway, so we talked that night, just hi, hello, like nothing serious, like nothing personal like that. It was just like an introduction, basically. And I told you I was gonna, or you told me to call you the next day, because the next day I was gonna be busy. I mean, I was basically just spending time with God. So really, I was on God's schedule, and I told you, my schedule opens up the next day. I'll call you back, or I'll text you, or I'll get back to you, something like that.
Yeah, I actually did not, around that time, I did not want to come in between what you were doing with the Lord.
Right.
So that's why I said, okay, whenever you get your time,
Right.
hit me up.
Right.
Yeah.
And I was not planning on doing that because my schedule was packed. The next day I was at the beach. I just spent time in the presence of God. I had a really good time. I even forgot about you. I forgot about calling you.
Wow.
And then
Wow.
when
Okay.
Look, and then when I got back that night, you texted me like, "Oh, you didn't hit me up. I was waiting for your text," or something like that. And I was like, "Oh, sorry. I was busy." I was busy. Look, you guys, I had a really good time just in the presence of God. And that was my intention for that trip, to just be in the presence of God. That was my whole trip for going to Virginia Beach. So anyway, so you want to pick it up from here? You want to tell your side before I
Okay,
keep
now
going?
I'm going a little further back though.
Oh gosh, okay.
I'm gonna go a little further back because she just started when she went. That's how you always start the story though. You always want to start with the fact that you went to the beach, you were by yourself.
Because that's what I remember. That's where it started for me.
So watch this. So I don't know how far I can go back.
As far back as you remember, because that's
Okay,
where
so in
I
2020,
remember.
right? 2020,
Yes.
around my birthday, around November, I held a concert, and I was just doing like a Thanksgiving concert. She popped up. That's the first time I saw her, right? And I was like, I asked, "Who is that?" And I was told. And I was like, okay, but I pushed it to the side because I was told that she was with somebody, which she was.
I was, yes.
She was with somebody, so I pushed it to the side.
Yes.
So towards July 4th, 2021, my boy and I always did something around that time, like to open up the summer. We always held like a cookout. We sponsored a cookout at my parents' house, and we just invited all our friends. That was like a yearly thing. We did that from like 2015, I think. Almost every year from 2015.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So I remember talking to our mutual friend, and then she was on the phone in the back. She's like, "Oh yeah, I'm coming. I heard you can cook." I'm like, "Yo, who's that?" She's in the back like, "I'm coming for the food."
I was not even serious.
And then I was like, "All right, the more the merrier." So she popped up, and when she did pop up though, she was not trying to hang out with the younger crowd, which was my crowd. She wanted to just hang out with my the parentals and the older generation. She was over there.
I was trying to get some wisdom.
I don't know what that was about. I don't know if that was wisdom. You secluded yourself from us, and which is okay.
I was just more comfortable with the older crowd.
Yeah, and then
That was my thing.
I kept on asking about you. I'm like, "What's up with her? Is she okay?" And I would say like, "You don't want to sit with us."
Yeah.
And
I was just not.
yeah, you're just not. But I
Not
saw her already, and I was like, I remember that's the girl from the concert. Anyways, I was told that you had somebody. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yes.
Um.
Real quick story, because even that day, a friend of mine approached me and asked me, "What do you think about Francis?" I was like, "No."
I think that's the same friend who asked me about that too.
I was like, "I don't think anything about Francis." As a matter of fact, I'm leaving because I wanted to leave early that day.
And you did.
Because I just wanted to drive around. So he lived in Frederick, beautiful area, beautiful scenery.
No,
So
I lived in Pittsburgh. I was there for the weekend.
The parents,
Yeah.
right. So I just wanted to drive around and I didn't want to leave like when it was dark because I lived about 40 minutes drive from there. So I actually left early that day.
Right, you did.
I did. Sorry
You
to
did.
cut you.
No, that's good. That's all right. But you know,
And the food was really good. Okay, go on.
I couldn't shake the fact that I was like, there's something about that girl.
Oh wow.
I couldn't shake it. And then, I went for the rest of the month.
Mm-hmm.
I would pray about you and pray. And I asked the Holy Spirit, should I even try? Because I know that she's got somebody. Should I even like ask her a question or bother? And I'm like, you know what, nah, let me not bother someone who's with somebody, but it will just get them. I was like, you know what? After almost a month, I hit up my boy and I asked him, like, that girl, how much do you know? Oh, he told me great things about you. And at this moment, right now, she's at an out. What you call it again?
Well, not really. I wouldn't say an outreach.
No, I didn't
Like
say
a
outreach.
retreat.
A retreat. I was looking
Yeah.
for the word retreat.
Like a
He
one-on-one
says that
retreat.
she has a retreat. She's on a retreat right now, just a one-on-one with God.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh. He's like, yeah, she's a strong woman of God. Of course, everybody's got a past and whatnot. Okay, I'm like, yeah, but last time I heard that she was somebody. He says, nah,
It didn't work out.
it didn't work out. That guy's not a serious guy. And I was like, oh, okay. He's like, man, I can give you a number. I was like, no. I want you to reach out to her and ask her for her number if I can get it. Because I don't want you to just give it to me and I reach out of the blue like, hey, this is Francis. Do you remember me? I find that weird. I'm like, let her agree first. Because that opens the door for me to actually reach out, which means she's receptive to me reaching out. So he talked to her, and then I came back with it. All right, man. Yeah, she says yes. What I didn't know was that he was, what's the word? He spoke highly
He did.
of
He
me.
did.
I mean, he was right.
Yeah, he actually was. As I got to know you,
I mean,
He was
yeah.
right.
I mean, because he knows me quite well when it comes to that kind of stuff. So he
Right.
spoke about me, and
Absolutely.
yeah, you can pick it up from there. Now we are at where she started from. All right.
Right.
Where she started from. I take it back just a little bit.
But
I'll pick it up from there.
I didn't know about this whole. Actually, do you want to go all the way back? Because when we started talking on this trip, as I was driving, so I was at Virginia Beach for about, I think 5 days,
Mhm.
and the 5th day I drove back, and as I was driving back, we were voice texting. Is that what it's called?
Voice message, what's up?
Voice message. Yes, we're voice messaging, and you reminded me. You were like, I think I met you in like, I think like.
I
20
remembered her.
Yeah, I have forgotten about
I remembered
that.
her. For some reason, like, I was like, I couldn't shake her face. Like, I know I've seen her somewhere.
Yeah.
And I remember from like 2015,
Gosh, I think it was
something like that.
2015.
Yeah.
I believe.
And she was a loudmouth. Oh my gosh. She couldn't stop talking. What I remember is that I was on the grill,
I
right?
was young.
At our friend's house. And I was grilling.
This
and
is a friend actually.
The same friend,
The
yes.
same friend, yeah.
And she couldn't stop talking. I'm just grilling. I'm just looking at her like, all right. Now listen, if you can talk over me, you can talk. She's not like that right now, okay?
The Lord help me.
She's not like that, but oh my gosh. I'm like, you know what? I remember you. I remember you. I don't think it was a good, a great memory because you were talking, and I can't remember what you were talking about, but I remember
I
her.
don't remember either.
It was just the two of us. I was on the grill.
Yeah.
She was standing right in front. Yeah, where you from? Oh, okay. I'm like, bruh, I just met you.
Oh my God. I
Yeah.
was young and foolish.
That's it. All right.
Anyway,
Yes,
so
that's how far.
yeah, so you reminded me, and you know what's interesting about that trip is as I was driving back, I really was just asking God about you, like, you know, this guy, like, what are your thoughts on this guy? Because if God was not with it, I was not gonna be with it.
I like that.
And as I began to talk to you, God just began to highlight different things. So one of the things that was a highlight to me was I was writing my the first book, New Breath.
Your first book?
The first book, yes,
Wow.
New Breath, and I had not even told you anything about it,
Mhm.
and you told me God had given you. So you told me the name of your group, the worship group that you
I mean,
lead.
Breathe Again Worship.
Breathe Again.
Mm.
I was like, wait a minute. Okay.
Back up.
New breath. Breathe Again.
No, you got your name for your book from Breathe Again.
No, I already had the name.
On New Breath.
Yes.
Okay.
But I had not told you about it. So when
Right.
you said my team's name, or the name of the group
Worship,
or
yeah,
team, the
yeah.
worship team, whatever,
Worship
Breathe
Breath.
Again.
Yeah.
I was like, wow, okay.
So for you, it just was that like a confirmation?
It was not a confirmation. I was looking for different things. I wanted God to just highlight different things that were more like, I call them parallel similarities.
Okay.
You know, parallel but similar. Like, you
that.
know, just kind of, yeah. I don't know how I can put it.
No, I like
but
that.
anyway, so that was one of them.
Mm.
And then another thing was I wanted, it was a big thing for me to be with someone who had a relationship with God. Not just I go to church on Sunday.
Yo, let me tell you what this woman did. To this effect. I promise when I begin to hit her up, oh my gosh, she would give me scripture. Oh, this is what God says. She would give me that.
That's not what I
No,
was
but you would do that though. Like you were giving me like scripture, and you would like try to give me like biblical advice. And I'm like, and I'll sit there. I'm like, I'm just trying to holler, girl. What's up? Like, dang.
I saw you at the soap.
Yo, she would give you straight biblical advice on the things that didn't need to be giving biblical advice to us. I'm like, woman of God, I know you're a woman of God. I get it.
Calm down.
Calm down. As our apostle says, calm down. I'm just trying to holler, girl. What's up? Yeah, go on.
Oh my gosh. Oh, I mean, just different things that God highlighted to me that, you know, I began to sort of take an interest in you, like just looking at the similarities, the parallel similarities that, you know, what I call them. And God just began to confirm one way or the other. And it's funny, the day that I got back, so I got back that Friday, Saturday when I woke up, there was a $1,200 deposit in my account.
I didn't give it to you.
You didn't. I didn't know where that came from. No, you didn't. I know you didn't because I couldn't trace where it came from.
Oh, that's good. I would like that.
And
Let me not trace where it came from.
It's just boom. It was
I
just
love that.
deposited, you know, and it was just so many things. Like so many things. I have them all like written down in my book. God had been talking to me about new beginnings. You know, I'm doing a new thing. It shall spring forth.
Amen.
And indeed, like things just began to spring forth. From there, it was just like, just one thing after the other. Good things.
Good things.
Yeah. Oh
So,
my gosh.
So one thing you guys don't understand is that at that point when I met her, I was all but just saying, you know what, fella, I could just serve you, and that's it.
I was at the same place too.
You know, I've always had the desire to be a husband and father, but I was coming to a place where I was going to be okay with just serving the Lord. That's it. You know, and she said she was almost there too.
Yeah.
You know,
The
because
best-
every guy that she was with was not serious.
And I was just down with them. The best way I heard it was I heard someone say this. I wanted to hide myself so far in God
Yeah,
that whoever was looking for me, they had to come in God to find me.
I like that. Yeah, I've heard
And
that
that's
one.
real. That was very important to me because I knew that if I found someone who had a relationship with God, they were going to treat me the way God would have wanted to treat me, the
Yeah.
way God was going to treat me. So that was really important to me, and not just get anybody. I wanted God to come to my wedding. So it was important to me that God came to my wedding. And indeed he came.
Oh,
Oh, Jesus.
that's
That's a testimony.
That's a testimony for another
Oh
time.
my God. Anyway.
Yeah. So what has changed since meeting me?
As far as
Your life.
my life, oh my God. I'm not the same person that you met.
Yeah, you're not.
I'm not in a good way.
In a very good way.
In a very good way.
I mean, I don't think we both are. I mean,
No,
we can be.
no, we can't be. I've just learned a lot. Last time you talked about pruning, like God just
Sheesh.
He has pruned a lot of a lot of self to just bring us to that vision that He has for us. So it's been a lot of pruning. It's been a lot of adjusting. It's been a lot of growing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a lot of self-discovery too, like just knowing like who we are in God together and also like individually.
I think the misconception a lot of people have is that when you find that person, it's going to be all roses.
Exactly.
They don't understand is that when you find the person, is that it's two different personalities coming together,
Right.
trying to form this oneness
Exactly.
and figure out how to do life together.
Yes.
So you're going to clash a lot. You're going to not see things eye to eye a lot.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Why are you laughing like this?
I'm agreeing with you.
You know what I'm saying? You're going to talk in tongues, as our apostle said.
Oh,
like,
Jesus.
face to face, just talk. If you can't do that and still come back together and then
Right.
build from there, it'll
Yeah.
falter.
Yes.
But if you're able to still come together and say, hey, I know the part I played and I apologize.
Right.
Let's fix it this way, let's do it this way,
Absolutely.
and build here. You know, that's in its own right. That's how you build a marriage. You know.
Yes.
Yeah. So, yeah. I mean, there's a lot to this. This is part one, so we
This
don't want
is
to
part
divulge
one.
too much.
Exactly.
Too much.
Exactly.
So, do you remember the moment that made you say, "I like this guy"?
Oh wow.
Do you recognize his shirt?
I mean,
Do you remember when I got this? Do you know when I was wearing this shirt?
I remember when you got it, Old Navy,
Yeah.
at the Clarksburg
Yeah.
outlets.
Yeah.
I do remember.
Yeah.
I
It's,
don't
it's
remember
around that
yet.
time though.
Really?
It was around that time, you know.
Can you remind me? I don't remember.
So, when was the first time we met? Like together. So, okay, let's hang out.
Wow, that was the same day?
I don't think it was the same day, but it was I think this next day. It was the same week though.
Yes, you came to visit mom and dad from Pittsburgh. You went. in
I
Frederick.
did. I was actually there for my cousin's funeral.
Oh yes.
So I actually had
Yes.
to take leave from work for about 2 weeks.
Exactly.
Yeah. But it worked out because every day I got to see her. I was like, hey, you wanna hang?
Yeah. We actually didn't even plan it.
Nothing about this was planned.
It was not planned. It was
And she
so.
was she was like, all right. So we
Yeah.
met up, we had dinner,
We did.
we walked, we talked.
Yeah.
How was the first date? The unplanned first date.
The unplanned first day was really good. I did not. I mean, like we said, it wasn't planned. But it felt like I knew you, and yes, I did know you,
No.
but somewhat.
Yeah.
But I felt really comfortable around you. I did not feel uncomfortable.
Yeah, you
You
can
know.
feel uncomfortable around people.
Exactly. I
Yeah.
felt like I knew you. The conversation was just like easy.
We couldn't stop
breezy.
talking.
We talked like for a long time.
Yeah.
Um,
About everything and anything.
Yeah, very easy to talk to. I didn't struggle. I didn't fumble with my words or like none of that.
You
It
know
just it felt like I knew you. Honestly,
Right.
that's the best way I can put it.
You know what's crazy about what you just said?
What?
Is that has followed us into our marriage. Right? Many people see that we're actually best friends.
Yeah.
Many people see us joke around with each other in front of people. Like we have inside jokes. We have fun with one another. Like you guys actually like each other. I'm like,
You have to like each other.
you have to. You know what I'm saying? You have to look
Yeah.
like you know. If she's she's the first person I see. She's the last person I see when I go to bed.
Right.
So, of course, I need to have that friendship with her.
Exactly.
You know. So it started around then. That's how our friendship started.
Yeah.
Right there when we begin to talk. Yeah. Anything else? You're smiling hard right now.
I'm remembering.
You
like,
remember? Yeah.
It
I
was,
wore this T-shirt on purpose because I had it on that time.
So what about the T-shirt? I'm still trying to remember what about the T-shirt.
No, I'm just talking about the fact that it was around that time
When
we
you
began
bought
to
the
talk.
T-shirt,
And I
right?
got the T-shirt, and then I gave you my jacket.
Oh yeah, it was really cold that day.
You always bring up that day, but you forgot the T-shirt.
I forgot the T-shirt.
Yeah, you always bring up that day though.
But when you gave me your jacket,
I wasn't cold. It was hot. I don't understand how she was cold.
I was just cold. I mean, that's just.
You just wanted my jacket.
No, I didn't. I was just cold.
You just wanted my jacket.
I was just cold,
Yeah, right.
and I was warm in your jacket. But when you gave me your
That
jacket,
has not changed.
I get cold.
That has not changed.
Oh my god.
Somebody, it's a blessing that we're in Texas
Oh yes.
and it's just hot here. But even in the heat, some people they're cold people. You know?
Yeah, you're gonna have cold people and then you're gonna have warm people. It's okay. It's expected.
I sweat. If it's, I'll put the fan on.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, you can put like 5 blankets on the bed.
It's okay.
I use a bed sheet. Like, that's how hot I get.
It's okay.
You want 5 blankets?
Whatever
I don't know
works.
how she's not sweating.
Okay, you know what? This is part 1. We're gonna have to come back for part 2.
Oh, I can't air my grievances?
No, you can't. No, sir, you cannot.
Alright. Alright.
Oh gosh, it's
Alright.
been a blessing,
Mhm.
talking to you guys. I hope you've learned 1 or 2 things just
From what we.
or 3 or 4 or 10 things.
Oh, about us.
Yes.
Oh, I was like, I don't know if we gave any lessons.
No, just about us, like
Oh.
getting to know us, because this is really just about inviting people into
Right.
our lives and
Right.
just.
I hope
yeah,
it blesses
I
you,
hope it God.
Yeah, I hope it blesses you.
Yes.
One thing that we know is that I know there's some women and men out there that are seeking a spouse and seeking somebody.
Right.
I know it's a cliche to say wait on the Lord, but trust me, wait on the Lord.
Yeah.
Every person that I tried to do things by my own will with,
Yeah.
it never worked out.
Right. Sam.
You know what I'm saying?
Sam.
But when I was praying about her, I felt so much peace.
I did too.
And God brought it together. And even
Yeah.
we'll give you our testimony of our wedding, because from the time we met to the time we got married, I proposed, how many, 6 months later?
So we started dating, I guess, officially August
Right.
2021. You proposed in February 2022,
Right.
and we got married in April 2022.
Less than a year,
Yeah,
we got married.
but my God, that's a testimony.
That's
We gotta
all that
share
was.
that.
All that was just God.
We gotta share.
So we will share that.
Yes.
But wait on the Lord and trust in Him. He knows the desires of your heart.
that. Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? And ask Him to open your eyes, especially man.
Yeah.
Man, I need you to open your eyes. Sometimes it's because our eyes are closed that we don't see what's in front of us.
Right.
All right. You got
I
anything else to say?
mean, Adam he had to be put to sleep for Eve to come out, but God had to wake him up
Yeah.
for him to see Eve. Like, this is bone of my bone and flesh of my flesh.
Mm.
So, and I had crossed paths with you all the way from 2015, and yet we didn't know at
Yeah.
the time.
Yeah.
So, yes, so that's that on that.
Part 1 is done.
But 1 is done.
For
All right,
now.
guys. Thank you for tuning in.
All right.
Bye.
God bless you.
Thank you.